Good afternoon. Thank you for attending this post-SHRM 2018 webinar hosted by GRM Information Management Services. As the GoToWebinar announced, all attendees are in mute mode. If you have a question, please use the GoToWebinar Submit Question dialog box on the right-hand side of your screen. Over the next 30 minutes, we will share with you an overview of who GRM is in the marketplace and a demonstration of the ECM platform for human resources, Visual Vault. Allow me to introduce our presenters today. My name is Bob Hudson, Digital Sales Executive for the GRM Midwest region. Assisting me today is Stacy Steinberg, Director of Professional Services, and Yanni Balan, Director of Strategic Alliances and Business Development for HR. GRM began as a records management company in 1987. Over the past 31 years, GRM has evolved into 17 U.S. locations, an international presence in China, South America, and in Africa. In 2009, GRM Digital was launched with the introduction of Visual Vault. Our customer base contains a wide range of industries and company sizes. No company is too big or small to become a GRM business partner. Our HR alliances are from the same vertical markets and recognizable organizations that were searching for a turnkey solution that was Visual Vault HR by GRM. Our goal is to assist clients like yourselves in the continued quest for consolidating the human resources data management into a central HR system. By solving these issues of compliance, efficient procedures, cost, and connectivity are why clients partner with GRM. Now allow me to introduce Stacy Steinberg, Director of Professional Services, who will give us a brief overview and demonstration of GRM Visual Vault.
Great, thank you, Bob. So GRM's enterprise content and business management SaaS platform, Visual Vault, allows for flexibility in our solution delivery, and we'll show you that here in just a moment. We may implement one person in one office to an entire enterprise that has many different departments and many levels of users. Visual Vault's all-inclusive business tools and open API and integration architecture deliver specific solutions and integration opportunities that meet customer success. The business tools include storing documentation with user-specified foldering and indexes and security, iForms and workflow, integration methodologies, and reporting and analytics. The flexible scalability of Visual Vault allows for a small implementation to start using Visual Vault quickly to larger implementations that may require a phased approach to roll out to many different departments. Our demonstration today is set in a healthcare facility. In this healthcare facility, they have many different departments. There's human resources and health information management, research, maintenance and facilities, patient accounting, compliance, training, and many more. Many of you may also work in facilities with multiple departments that include human resources, some type of information management, and accounting. In this particular healthcare facility, there are 3 departments that are implementing the Visual Vault solution. We've already implemented many of them, and others will be implemented in the future. Human resources, which includes human resource personnel, compensation, benefits, and compliancy as users. We also have health information management that has HIM professionals, clinicians, coders, release management, and outside auditors. And we have patient accounting, which include patient accounting management, cash posters, automatic posting, customer service and follow-up, and bad debt agency. So not only do we have 3 departments, but we have a myriad of users that need various security levels within those departments as well. And all of these departments may coexist in one Visual Vault site and with security via either single sign-on security or using Visual Vault security. And then users will only be able to see what they're allowed to see and act upon areas and access forms and different reporting that are configured specifically for their access. With our HR department, our solution allows it to be a standalone for those without an existing human resource information system, and it can also out of the box, be complementary to an existing HRIS system. In both cases, data may be entered into Visual Vault either automatically or manually. Documentation may be entered into Visual Vault automatically and manually. Forms and workflow and the whole gamut may be done either with an HRIS and complementing the pieces that don't exist there, or as standalone if required as well. So what we're going to do is look at an employee process today. You first start with a potential employee who would like to apply for a position at the healthcare facility. So the person would be able to access a form that actually exists within Visual Vault by accessing it via a link on your web page. When they access the form, they do not need to be a Visual Vault user. They may fill in the form, submit it, and then it will get directed into the Visual Vault workflow, all automatically. Here's an example where I have started an employment application as an outside person. And because I have started it and saved it, it may appear in Visual Vault on the dashboard so that as an HR person, I may look to see what's going on with different employment applications. So I've filled all of this out. I can upload my resume and do all those sorts of things within this form, save it, and then have it automatically submit into workflow to be reviewed by HR. So first of all, I was trying to apply for a position there, able to use Visual Vault forms from an outside source. And now HR has approved it and I will be hired. So when I'm hired, HR would like to also, through automatic workflow process, send out an offer letter to the applicant. Just going to show you through here. The applicant will receive an email that says they've been sent an offer letter and to click on a link. The applicant then clicks on the link and the letter will be in the integrated Adobe Signature module that allows for people who are not Visual Vault users to actually sign off on documents. So once they sign this document and it's submitted back, it then goes back into the Visual Vault workflow to flow to the hiring manager, who may then review it, sign off on it, and send it back over to HR. So as a non-Visual Vault user, I've actually already been using it without knowing it. And you're able to track all of that within this one source as well. So now I'm hired on. In HR, they have a checklist of documentation that must be signed and uploaded, or at least scanned and uploaded into my employee folder. As a new employee, based on my hire date, they're able to filter and monitor when documents appear inside of Visual Vault. So with one transparent review, I may look at many different new employees to see where they are in the process. From here, I can then determine my actions to follow up with these folks and their hiring manager to learn where these documents may be so that we can finish out the onboarding process in a timely manner. So while HR is monitoring the HR checklist from within Visual Vault, and since I'm now hired, they are able to send to me my documentation through Visual Vault so that I may access it to sign it. In this case, you can see I'm missing my I-9. So through my particular access, I would go straight to a folder that exists for me to document to a subfolder I'm allowed to access, which is documents I must sign. Then I can select that document, pull it up within Visual Vault itself, and then once it displays, I can review it, fill it in, and then go ahead and sign it as well. So in this particular case, I'll just scroll down to where I may sign this document. Right in here. And then through the online signature process, I can enter in a signed signature, and then when I'm ready, click on the place icon, select where it needs to go, move it over as needed, and then also add the date. So there was no need to have to print the document off, sign it, scan it back in, and get it back into workflow for HR. They simply sent it to me through workflow. I was able to access it, sign it online, date it, and then I can go ahead and save it. And from there, HR will be able to review that. They can then go back to the onboarding checklist. And once they have determined that, yes, that's appropriate, they can go ahead and check it off the list. So it's kind of walk through the process of where a new applicant may enter their information online, have it automatically route to HR. The offer letter may go out to the applicant who can sign it, send it back into Visual Vault. And then as a Visual Vault employee, I now exist in the employee database, and different things can happen automatically based on my appearance within the system. Now that's sort of all the business that happens, the different forms and things that have to occur. Also, within the Visual Vault library, all of that documentation, any electronic documents that may come in from other systems, their employment application, all the things that they've worked through are stored within the Visual Vault library. So using best practice, our typical configuration is to have an active employee file based on the last name. So we organize it by initial and then their folders within here, last name, first name, employee ID. And the same thing with terms, so that when they are termed, we can automatically move them from the active folders to the termed folders. When new employees come on board and they're created through the HRIS integration or through Visual Vault, then the system can automatically create the folder and the folder structure for the employee. So for example, when I came into the system, it automatically created my folder with my last name, first name, and employee ID, and then all the various sections that may go into an employee's HR folder. And it did this automatically, creating not only this folder structure that also has subfolders, but also keeping the security that I may have wanted on these folders. So in a big corporation, you may want payroll to not have access to any of the other folders. And benefits may only see benefits and certifications, but not other folders. So all of that can be handled automatically by working with you to create the proper template folders with security that go with your solution. And then once that employee is created, all of this is created automatically underneath their folder in the active. And if they are termed, that employee folder plus all of their subfolders and documents go to the term side. Along with that automation, if the data is uploaded or updated, for example, if someone changed their last name, the employee ID wasn't put in correctly the first time and it changed, anything like that can be automatically updated within Visual Vault as well. So if anything changes on my particular folder, such as my last name changes, then through that automation process, not only can this folder name change so that it has my new last name, but also any documents that I have in here may also change. So that if there are any documents and they describe my last name, if there's any data in the system with my information on it that's in my employee file, it may all be updated automatically as well. All right. So those are some of the features right out of the box that come with an HR solution, either standalone or in an integrated methodology to augment your current solutions as well. So now that we have HR underway, we also need to look at a couple other departments who are sharing the Visual Vault solution. This is how HR will see their solution. The Health Information Management Department, though, is looking at patient charts. And in their case, they have to move from one system to another, and the new system is not in a place where it can take in all of the existing data and documentation. So with a Visual Vault solution called a Legacy Data Archive, we can import all of that patient data and documentation and allow them a place to sort of have it for archival and to keep compliant with retention policies as well. So just like HR has retention policies that need to be applied on termed employees, the patient side also has retention policies on the patient side. So when health information management folks log into the system, their view is very different. The HR view focuses on HR areas, employees, everything about the employees, their forms and workflow and things like that. On the medical side, on the chart patient side, they are interested in identifying their patients quickly through a quick search feature, and then one-click access to the entire patient chart. And this is very important on the clinical side, especially when they're treating patients or they need to release a chart. People want it yesterday. So it's very important that they can get to their items quickly.
Stacy, we have a quick question.
Yes.
Is Visual Vault legacy data limited to just healthcare information?
That is a wonderful question, and the answer is no, it is not limited. In fact, the patient accounts area is also going to store their patient accounting data within Visual Vault in a LDA as well. So it can be any data and documentation that needs to be archived and retained for compliancy, but may not necessarily make a good fit to go into a brand new system.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then once the user is in here, they can look at all the documents for the chart, etc. And again, also retention may be applied so that in all these cases, when the retention time comes up, automatic notifications go out to the site to let you know that that particular documentation is ready to be purged. So that way you keep compliant and you're not keeping it longer than you really need to as well. Okay, so we've looked at two views so far. The HR view, which is vastly different from the patient medical record area. And then we'll look at the patient accounting area. So their solution looks very similar to the medical patient solution, but it acts very differently. So we're able to use features and functions that we put into solutions across multiple solutions. We look at the audience and the end users and determine what is the best experience that will make sense for their usage. One-click access is very important. Being able to do what you need to do in as few clicks as possible allows you to go through your day and get things done very quickly. In this particular case, they are not really looking at charts, but what they will do is pull up an existing account, look at the transactions that have already transpired, any notes, and then also be able to add new transactions. So in this particular case, if an insurance payment is made, they may enter that transaction and the balance will update automatically. They may also enter new notes within here. And then with all of the solutions, reports are available as well. So in patient accounting, it's very important that they monitor what's being done in the system. So they're able to run various reports through here. And then this becomes a legacy data archive. As accounts go down to a $0 balance, they'll keep all of that data, and in this case, there are no documents, but they'll keep all of the data within the system for as long as that retention period is required. So we're able to apply retention to the data in here. We're able to apply retention to the patient chart, and we're able to apply retention to termed employees, allowing us to keep compliant in all of the various areas. And then, as you can see, each solution may have its own experience for the users to meet their required needs and allow them to find what they need to do very quickly. And with our solution, as you can see, we can bring in data from outside. We can also send data out. So if you need other systems to keep in sync, data may be also exported. But the solution for you can be either a standalone or an integrated model. And as you go across departments, it can also be a mixture. In some areas, you may have a standalone, and in other areas, you may want an integrated model. And as you can see from the various solutions that may be implemented, all of these are available to your one company. All right. So with that, I'll turn that back over to Bob if there's any questions and to finish this up.
Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. For everyone's purposes, we are now showing the sales representatives from GRM who are responsible for respective regions without the United States and their contact information. As you were an attendee at the SHRM conference in Chicago, each of us will reach out to the individuals who were part of our LEADS program from SHRM to have a one-on-one conversation with regards to Visual Vault HR. At this time, I would like to introduce Yanni Balin, the Director of Strategic Alliances and Business Development for HR, for his comments regarding partnerships.
Thank you very much, Bob. Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time and joining us. So my name is Yoni Balan. I lead the HR Partners ecosystem for GRM and the business development activities around our HR solution. So we put a lot of investment in the last year or year and a half in establishing and building the partnerships and alliances that we have today with some of the industry leaders in the HR tech side, either HCM, human capital management, or workforce management vendors, and ATS vendors, applicant tracking system. So while we can definitely work as a standalone solution and provide the solutions that you saw by Stacy on our own, we can also act as a complementary solution for these HR industry leaders. While we manage unstructured data using our intelligent data capturing and extracting technology, we can consolidate, migrate, digitize, and automate any manual processes or employee paper forms, records, or HR content that is reside in legacy systems or in other disparate systems, and eventually integrate that and consolidate it all to one central and digital interface that is integrated within the central HCM or HRIS system of our clients. So the bottom line is that we help our clients to fully digitize and fully automate their entire HR environment, and we allow them to get full control and visibility, full accessibility to all of their HR data, and as I mentioned, all in one central digital interface. Thank you.
Thank you, Yanni. Stacy, we have one last question. Is there a limit to how many files or users there are in Visual Vault?
Another great question. So the limit of users is really based on your subscription. And so there is no technical limit. We have sites with hundreds of simultaneous users. other ones that list a lot more than that may not be in there all the time, but we do have quite a few in various systems. And then with that, because it is a subscription, you can still keep adding people. There are not licenses involved. It's all just based on the cost that would be appropriate for that particular solution. The same thing with the files. It's really based on your storage subscription. So you can have as much as you like. We absolutely have sites with terabytes, and they can all be stored in there. We also have the capability to store things in a even deeper solution if they are things that you need to store for retention and compliancy, but don't ever plan to review. So depending on how much you have, we would work with you on that subscription pricing as well, so that you understand what those storage costs are, and you can keep building and growing as you like.
Very good. Thank you, Stacy.
You are welcome.
At this time, I would like to thank everyone for attending. And if you have any further questions, please reach out to your respectful EDM representative from GRM to answer any questions you have, or to schedule a one-on-one meeting on the GRM HR platform Visual Vault. Thank you all for attending today, and have a good afternoon.